Okay. Hello. I just want to say hi to all of you, those who are listening and those who will listen to this later. My name is Dr. Dolarjin. I'm actually coming to analyze what is going on in the country, South Sudan, particularly South Sudan. The new development of the ongoing war is what I'm coming to discuss. Please, if you get it, go ahead and share it so that at least everybody can get what is going on. First of all, let me start with what you hear maybe from social media, from your friend, and from your parties that you are supporting, things that you hear out there. There is a lot of propaganda, first of all, about this war, a lot of propaganda. And I think with critical analysis, you can be able to figure out the truth and maybe the propaganda about the war. So first, you hear that the war is getting ugly, is getting worse on the government side. That's what they tell you. And they will tell you that means the IO opposition is winning today. That's what you hear today. But the reality to this is that the war actually is getting worse on both sides. Okay, government forces actually have a winning side on the first round of the war, on the first battle. The second round, IO is winning. That is the reality. Okay, so is the war on the bottom. Another thing that they tell you, let me tell you, another thing that they tell you is that the government lost a lot of things, that the government is losing so many things, life, maybe vehicle, ammunition, a lot of things, more than the IO. The reality on the ground is that both sides are losing. There are a lot of people are dying, actually. So many troops are dying on both sides. Many vehicles have lost. There are a lot of ammunition captured, car, homes are burned, bases are being taken, and civilians are actually, they are fleeing. And many soldiers actually are killed on this battle. That is something that you need to understand. Second, how this war actually being fought is we need to understand. There is new development going on. There are some strategic military development or military skill being used in this war. Government has deployed what they call in the military is a closed box. That's what government strategy is using. So what it means is that a government actually trying to close all the rebel and the opposition into one box, into a closed box, so that they can kill them. This is a strategic military operation. So what they did is that they circle them, they label where their location is. So they are coming from Poktap, and then some of them is coming from Ayut, some of them are coming from Dukpadiet, and they kind of like they circle, they label the opposition into a surrounding area where they meet at a place called Pathai. So Pathai is actually in the middle, and their strategy is that if they clear UI, they clear Pajut, they clear those side of Pathai, then they can go to Wat. That was the strategic from the government side, and this strategy was implemented. Okay, so they were moving in all those directions, and then as they are moving, I think the IO found it is really very difficult to actually to maybe fight them. They kind of allowed them, and then there was some fight. Those fight they were not resistant, and then they were actually defeated. So they come up to Pathai. They pass Pajut. They pass a lot of places. They actually even enter in Wow in UI. This is what is going on in the ground. Now, the second day is that the IO and the White Army and their allies actually who decided to, they say we just allow them, they come back and attack with an attack. So the attack is done in multiple ways. Most of you, maybe if you follow the war of 2014, this is a tactic used by General Peter Gadet in a place called Jamesa and Sudan Safari, is that it's only used when you are ambushing people. It does not work actually when you when you are already in the base. This strategy don't work. This strategy only work if the troops are moving. So you attack them at their base, in the bottom, in the middle, and at the front. That was what Gadet used in Sudan Safari, and there are video there. You can watch that. Now, this is used now by IO. So the IO actually, what IO did is that they attacked the headquarters. A headquarters is actually placed behind the soldiers. So the soldiers were moving to Pathai, they were moving to UI, they were moving to places like Pajut. And then their headquarters was left behind. And in the headquarters, a lot of military leaders, so many logistic, ammunition, and a lot of things, food. So that was the first place that got attacked. And then they also attacked the middle. They also attacked at the front in Pathai, because the government forces in front is already in Pathai. And that is where actually got attacked. And then they got messed up. So some of them retreat. Most of the soldiers retreat because the communication is impossible. There was no any communication now because the headquarters actually did. And then for them, they were dispersed. So the reality with this is that this is strategy actually of working on both of them. This ambush strategy for the opposition actually work. The box strategy for the government is also working for them. And so what is happening because of this, there's a lot of celebration out there. IO supporters are celebrating, and the government supporters are celebrating. And this is taken literally. What you hear in social media is that, oh, the Nuer are celebrating. That means they are winning a lot. The Denka are celebrating, meaning they are winning a lot. But the reality is that both people who are celebrating are the supporters of IO and the government. So it's not maybe literally the Nuer and what, but the thing is, what they are celebrating there, what they tell you it means winning. This is totally wrong. They are not celebrating because of winning. They are actually celebrating because of mourning. A lot of people got lost. People died. And because of these, so people are mourning so that they can find a way how to forget this thing. And it's hard because we are talking of mass number of people that actually die. Okay? So they are mourning, they are trying to encourage people, not winning. It's not a winning situation. As I told you in my video analysis, on the other video, last time I told you this war, no side is not going to win. I told you that. I already predicted because I have experienced a lot of war in the country. So this is what is going on. Actually, most important thing that I wanted to share with you, which we may need to pay attention, all of us, whether you are a Nuer, whether you are a Denka, whether you are any citizen in South Sudan, is that there is something going on in Pathai now. There is a general. This general, his name is Mark Alqual. A lot of people think that he was killed yesterday, but the reality on the ground shows that he was not killed actually. And what what is going on actually, why people think that he got killed and why he's not killed. This is something that I want to analyze very quick. So what happened, Makal is one of the senior commanders that has a lot of his skill since the 1990s. I actually know him personally. And what is happening, he has been fighting in the League War, Sudan War. He has been fighting a lot of operation. He knows a lot of operation. So what is happening with him is that actually with the ambush that happened in Pathai, he would have been killed actually. But why? The reason for this, in my argument, is that he is actually using civilian. That's why actually he was not killed. He's using civilian, he's inside the civilian, he's able to actually to hostage the civilian. And this is what we wanted to pay attention to this actually, because a lot of civilian you can find in his video. There's a lot of women, children, and he's inside the children. So now forces from IO wanted to attack him. They think that they're going to hurt those children and those women. And this is the reason actually his forces, they were not attacked. That is why he's able to come out and speak. But the reality, what we don't know, if he has enough food for those civilians, and then he's... the civilian may feel like they are hostage, and if they don't have food, they don't have nothing to come, and they are not militant, and he's surrounding with them so that the opposition cannot attack him. Because if they attack him, then it means all those civilians are going to die. That is the strategy he's using right now in Pathai, and his forces they were not actually attacked. That is for Makal. Now. What it means now, there's a lot of things actually. People might look into this, but in reality, as you have seen, there's a lot of loss from both sides. Many soldiers die, and the IO, if there are people who die, the IO actually have gotten a lot of equipment, including military tank. They will not get some of sophisticated weapon that maybe some of them may not know how to fire them. So that means IO will need to recruit more people and train them with those weapons. That is another thing. Government now will need troops to dispatch them actually to this war, and IO will need also the troop to go to Juba. So those are the things that are going on. Another issue that is going on in this war is a fear of switching side, that the war might get into tribal line. And this is something that in the video you might hear, maybe in some of the news that you can hear. Oh, you know what? There are some Nuer men, soldiers who are in government side. They are switching and they start killing the Denka who are in the government. This is false. It's not true. The reality to this is that when the war gets ugly, people blame themselves. And this is what is happening actually. So when the war is fought, a lot of people dying, there is a blame. Okay? So the blame is that the government is trying to say, oh, we have a lot of forces, and how come our forces can actually lose this war when we are many like this and we have military equipment? So they think that maybe these Nuer men who are online with the troop are the one actually making us to fail, and they might start even killing themselves. This is what actually happened in most of the tribal war that you have seen maybe in Africa. So now thing can get, this one will make a new development. Maybe next week I will come and analyze of this, and this will actually change even the way how the next week or next week is going to be fought, because now government may stop sending any Nuer commander or maybe Nuer men to war. And this can actually mean that the war may get into a tribal line. So this is what I have for today. I don't know what you think, but that is how the war is being fought on the ground, okay, between both sides. My message to the people of South Sudan, citizens, the leaders, and war commanders is that let us stay out of non-combat. People who have no way of being included in the war, let us not try to use them. This is really very bad. especially to see, let's pay attention to what Makal is doing with those civilians, those women who is actually he's surrounding with. Those people should be free. Actually, he should escort them to wherever far away from his forces. That is my message to, particular to Makal, is that those civilians must actually free from he should let them go. At least maybe even escort them to where they think can be safe for them. And then he can actually separate them himself from the civilian. Otherwise, staying with civilian, putting the civilian with you, mean that you are keeping them hostage. And many of the South Sudanese will judge you according to this. That is what I am. I will stop here, and I'll keep analyzing this. Please share it with our people, and thank you very much. Have a good day.